Hey there, Treasure Hunt fans. Your old pal Big D back here again with another weekly news update. Kind of a weird week this week. It's kind of a lull after last week's extravaganza. Kind of got a little bit slower. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out this week, but it's a lot of catalog stuff, not a lot of like new releases that were just in theaters. There's a couple, but it's mostly catalog stuff and stuff being released finally to 4K and stuff. So, and if I say stuff too many more times and you get a penny for every time or play a drinking game, it's going to be funny. Anyways, so let's go over what's coming out tomorrow, which is the 31st of July. Tomorrow's the last day of July before we get into August here. So let's go over it. All right, we got Piranha 2, I think it's a respawning coming out tomorrow. It's James Cameron's first movie coming out by Scream Factory. Also, we have, let's see here, the movie Overboard, and that's the theatrical release. It was just out a little time ago with, Chris Pratt's ex-wife, and I totally forgot her name all of a sudden, so leave a comment down below and give me grief for it. Yeah, and I'll remember it at one point. I just all of a sudden blanked out. It's been a long day. All right, with that being said, Tully comes out tomorrow. Along with, let's see here. Oh, yeah. The Lego Aquaman movie comes out tomorrow. Is it Race for Atlantis? Which comes a little minifigure. I'm getting that. That one looks pretty cool. And I don't know if you've ever seen the Lego movies. And I'm not talking about the big theatrical ones like the Lego movie or the Lego Batman movie. I'm talking about their little movies they go direct to video. They're actually really good. They actually do a really good job on them. They're a lot of fun. They're not thought provoking, but they're actually a lot of fun and they're very tongue in cheek and very cute. So if you ever get a chance, just watch one. They're usually like 40 minutes long. They're not very long, but they're actually Lego does a really good job with them. I've always been really impressed with them, and I think I have pretty much all the DC ones they've released and I have quite a few of the Marvel ones, so have they released? Yeah. No, the DC ones. I don't think they've released more Marvel ones, have they? It's just the DC. Anyways, definitely check that out because it's really cool. Also, the original Village of the Damned comes out tomorrow on Blu-ray. Freeway 2. We don't have Freeway on Blu-ray, but Freeway 2 is coming out on Blu-ray tomorrow. Let's see here. A movie called Dark Crimes comes tomorrow. It's, oh my gosh. I am having a bad day. Names are just, they're in there somewhere and they're not coming out. But Dark Crimes comes out tomorrow with, oh gosh, okay, it was Dumb and Dumber. Leave another comment down below because I know I forgot that one too. All right, let's see. Also, we have G.I. Joe, both G.I. Joe movies, Rise of Cobra, and the second one with The Rock does come out tomorrow in 4K. Also, a couple of catalog titles I'm really excited about. I'm actually picking these up. They should be here tomorrow, actually. I ordered them off Amazon. A couple of James Belushi movies. So, one of them is called Taking Care of Business, and the other one's called Mr. Destiny. And Mr. Destiny, Taking Care of Business it's been a while since I've seen that one, so gosh, it's been a really long time. I remember I enjoyed it, but Taking Care of Business I really enjoyed because it's kind of another take on It's a Wonderful Life, where you got this guy who thinks his life's not that great, makes a wish that he wants all this money and all this stuff, and so he gets it, and he realizes, of course, to me, that it's like what he had was really good. It's kind of like the movie The Family Man. I don't know if you saw that one with Nicolas Cage. That was very much in Tay Leone. That was very much like that too. You got this guy, only it was the reverse. You got this guy who had everything, but he was really missing out what the core value was just family. So, but Mr. Destiny, both those are really good movies. They're really fun. They're kind of tongue in cheek, so to speak, because they're I think they're late '80s, early '90s movies. But I'm glad to see them coming out on Blu-ray. Some of the other couple movies come out tomorrow also. Star Wars Rebels Season 4, that is the final season of that show coming out tomorrow. Really excited about that because I am still 3 episodes away from finishing the series. So I'm excited about seeing that come out tomorrow. And let's see, looking through my list here. And that is it. So that's what's coming out tomorrow. Like I said, it's a lot of catalog stuff, not a lot of new releases. But it is what it is. So let's see. Next week is a little bit bigger. There's a few things coming out next week that's going to be very interesting. We have that movie Life is a Party coming out, along with Riverdale Season 2. I've never seen the Riverdale series. I know it's based on the Archie comics. My wife loves it. She thinks it's a really good show. She's seen all the seasons so far, so Season 2 will be out. And then the movie coming out is called Dead Shack. And I had no idea what this movie was called, but I saw a preview for it yesterday. And it's about these zombies in this house, and these kids get together to go after them. It looks ridiculous, but I am so in. When I can get my hands on a copy of that movie, I am totally getting it. It looks ridiculous, but I want to watch it. Also, we have let's see here, Mac and Me coming out next week. That's the, we went through that time, that era, like right around after E.T., where all of a sudden they started releasing all these movies with little alien creatures, stuff like that. And you had a lot of horror movies that came out too, because that's right after that the Critters came out and Ghoulies and all those movies started rolling out too after E.T. But this is another one of those ones where it's the kid who gets the aliens. Kind of like Flight of the Navigator is another one of those. Even though the Navigator was a ship, it still was like an alien. So, yeah, those are coming out. Also, we have The Changeling, the George C. Scott movie coming out next week, along with The Day After, which for me I'm really stoked about because I remember being a kid when that played on TV and they had this big hoopla, they had everybody watch it, then afterwards they had this panel of people. Is this true? What's going to happen? It was a big thing because in the 80s, I don't know if you guys know, but some people not been alive in the 80s. If you were, you'd remember there was a big scare back then about nuclear war and stuff like that. So it was a movie to show you what would happen. Although the funny thing is there's still a lot of embellishing in the movie. It's actually really well done. It's got Jason Robards, Steven Guttenberg in it. It's actually really well done. I actually saw it, I want to say about a year ago, again on DVD because I have it on DVD, and I think it still kind of holds up. I mean, it's that 80s vibe to it, but it was still actually really good, and the content in there is still really good. So definitely be looking forward to that. The two big ones, by the way, Melissa McCarthy is in Life of the Party. The two big ones coming out next week, which I'm really stoked about, is Predator is coming out in 4K, which is awesome. But not only that, they're going to put all three Predator movies in a 4K set. I am totally getting it. That is totally awesome. I am stoked. I can't wait to see Predator and Predator 2 in 4K. Because unlike most people, I'm a big fan of Predator 2. I like that movie. I don't care what you said. Bill Paxton, rest in peace, was awesome in that movie. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then the last thing coming out next week is The Death of Superman, and that will be a steelbook, by the way. I think Target's exclusive steelbook on that one. So they did A Death of Superman a few years ago, but this is like a reimagining of it now. I've seen extras; it looks really good. So, and as you know, if you don't know, or if you do know, I'm a huge Superman fan. I mean, matter of fact, I wear my Superman ring wherever I go. So I'm really excited to see that movie and see what's going to go on with that. That is it for the announcements and what's coming out this week and next week. Now I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what's coming out, what was announced. So there were a few things, not like last week. Last week I felt like it was a floodgate opened up with announcements, especially for Shout Factory, Scream Factory. Man, they announced so much stuff last week. It was almost a little overwhelming. So for this week, what was announced was, let's see. First off, the Jack Ryan collection is coming out in 4K. So The Hunt for Red October and Patriot Games, stuff like that. They came out with it's like a 5-pack coming out next month. Next month, the 21st of August, all in 4K, which is really cool. Also, let's see. Ocean's 8 was announced. That is the I believe it is part of the Ocean saga. I believe maybe George Clooney was in the movie or something like that. I'm not really sure. I ended up missing it in the theaters, but it is part of the saga because I know that the main character is Ocean's sister, I believe it is. So it is part of the series. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I heard some good things about it, so we'll see. Also, I don't remember if I said this or not last week, but Jurassic World has been announced. It's coming out in 4K, 3D, Blu-ray, DVD, and a steelbook. So be on the lookout for that because that comes out the 18th of September. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. Ocean's 8 is coming out on the September 11th. Let's see. Also, they announced Trilogy of Terror, which will be out, and I believe that's an anthology. I think that's an anthology movie. Comes out October 16th. Tentatively, and this is big news, tentatively it looks like right now Ant-Man and the Wasp will be out October 16th as well, and that will be a steelbook for you steelbook files like me. Also, Hotel Artemis, which I'm really stoked about. I will be putting a link down below to my review of that movie. Was announced also for October 9th. I am so getting it. It's coming out on Blu-ray and 4K. I will pick up the 4K, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because that movie was awesome. If you haven't seen it, I think it's gone from theaters now. It didn't last very long, but when it does come out, guaranteed, check it out. You'll like it. It was really well done. I really liked it. Also, I noticed that they announced Best Buy's going to be releasing the first 3 Purge movies on steelbook, which I'm assuming once the 4th Purge movie comes out, in steelbook also. But they're releasing them in 4K steelbooks, and those come out October 2nd. And then the last big one that I have, actually a couple more, Halloween, and it's coming out on steelbook. Now, I don't mean the Halloween of John Carpenter's Halloween. I mean Rob Zombie's original Halloween. It's actually coming out in steelbook also in October. along with the original Halloween, not on Steelbook, but 4K. They are releasing the original Halloween in 4K, and that will be October 2nd as well. A little bit of weird thing going on around the beginning of October with the Halloween movies, so I don't know whether they're, I mean, because is that around the same time as the Halloween movies being released in theaters? It must be, because they're like really ramping up with Halloween movies, so be on the lookout for those. And the last one that they announced this week, and the one that is just frustrating the living daylights out of me, by the way, Anna Faris isn't on board. Overboard. I told you I'd get that one. Man, Jim Carrey is the other one in Dark Crime. So it's Jim Carrey and Anna Faris. I told you I'd remember. It just sometimes it's not firing on full thrust, all thrusters up there, you know. But the last one they announced, the one that makes me just cringe, is they announced Step Brothers on 4K. And I've said this before, I'm going to say this again. Step Brothers is a comedy. This comedy, does it really warrant a 4K release? I don't think so. I mean, you can watch it on DVD and be fine with it. Fine if you want a Blu-ray to get you one a little bit more maybe it has picture, but really 4K for that movie? I mean, it's a funny movie. I did enjoy it, but there's absolutely no reason to put a movie like that in 4K. There's so many really good movies that are sitting out there right now. The Abyss, True Lies. They aren't even on Blu-ray yet, but yet they're putting this movie out on 4K. Now I understand it's different studios and stuff like that, but there are a ton of movies out there that I could just start naming off left and right now that could deserve a 4K treatment before that does. And I'm going to say it because I'm a big fan of it. Star Trek's 1 through 6, 4K, huh? What about the Next Generation movies, huh? 4K, where? You know, there are really cool stuff sitting out there. Let's get some of the Star Wars movies. Come on, Disney. You know what's going to eventually happen. Star Wars in 4K. You get their New Hope, Empire. It's all going to be in 4K eventually. But yet these studios seem to be focused more on these little random titles. I just can't see paying $30 for Step Brothers when you can buy it on Blu-ray for like $5. It just baffles me and I don't get it. But hey, to each its own. If you're buying Step Brothers, more power to you in 4K. More power. I have no problem with it. I just think for me, it just doesn't make any sense to me because it's a comedy. I'm a big believer in like even growing up, I was always starting my movie collection stuff like that. I started my movie collection way when I was young. VHS were first coming out. My first VHS I grabbed, my first ever movie I purchased was Star Trek 3. Got it used at a video store called Bay Video, which was in Capitola, which is a small town next to where I lived then, which was actually I lived in Capitola then, didn't I? Before I moved to Santa Cruz. So yes, I used to live in Santa Cruz. This is where the Lost Boys was filmed, and it's got the boardwalk and stuff like that. But I've always been really nitpicky about that. When it comes to like high definition of movies and movies I want to see a lot more out of, I usually have a tendency to like go with like sci-fi flicks, horror movies, action flicks. Those are kind of the ones where like I will go for the extra mile. I will upgrade my DVD to a Blu-ray. I will upgrade my Blu-ray to a 4K. When it comes to comedies, I did upgrade a lot of comedies to Blu-ray, but I waited a while until till they went down in price, or but I didn't upgrade everything I have in comedy wise because I just felt like comedies for me is more about the experience than it is the way it looks. So I know it's a little bit weird. Some people are like, "What? You can't? I mean, you wouldn't want this?" You wouldn't want Dumb and Dumber in 4K? No, I wouldn't. I love Dumb and Dumber. It's one of my favorite comedies, but again, I don't see any reason for having 4K for it. What are you enhancing? The picture of what? So you can see that little zit on Jim Carrey's nose? I don't know. That's my rant. So thank you for bearing with me. That is it for the announcements and stuff like that's coming out, stuff like that. I did want to go over a couple Blu-rays, though. As you know, if you see my videos, I opened my horror pack last week, and these two were the horror pack exclusives. I think it was number 25 and 26. These are horror pack exclusives, and I watched this weekend. I promised you guys I would review them and let you know what my thoughts are. So let's start off with this one, because I thought this one was okay. So Deadly Crush is essentially, and this is going to be somewhat spoiler. I try to make it as spoiler-free as possible. But this is about these people that robbed a bank in the 70s, and they went to this house, this cabin in the woods, go figure, and something went wrong. Well, you know what went wrong, but something went wrong, and two of the people died, and the other person took off. And then you fast forward 40 years later, and this artist girl decides she wants to stay in this cabin that's been condemned for 40 years, and all of a sudden the spirit of one of the people that was killed starts, having his way with her, but not in a scary way, but more of like an erotic way. And then, stuff starts to happen. William Sadler's in the movie, and he plays this cop who's kind of questionable. You're not really sure what he's doing and how he's doing, and then his stuff kind of comes out throughout the movie, and you're like, oh, huzzah. I actually kind of figured out pretty quickly who he was. But this movie was okay. Filming-wise, the picture looked decent. Sound was pretty good. It was just okay. Would I watch it again? Maybe. I may watch it again many years down the road, but it was okay. Sadler's acting was pretty good. The rest of the acting was ho-hum. There was stuff that happened in the movie you're kind of like, eh. It was a very typical, like, B movie that, like, when I was a kid, my dad and I probably would have sat down and watched, and we would have just chuckled through the whole thing. So it was okay. It was all right. I mean, I seen better for sure. And if I was going to give you my red vine meter, I'd probably give it a 5, maybe 6 red vines out of 10. So it was decent. Yeah, there was one guy in the movie. His acting was so bad it was kind of hard to get beyond, but it was all right. The next movie, which was this Model Hunger. Not a fan. Not a very big fan of this movie. The picture quality was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. The picture quality of this thing was absolutely amazing. I was sitting there watching, going, "Whoa!" But it was a very generic idea, and I felt like it left a lot of questions unanswered, and it kind of just really went nowhere. Like, it didn't. They tried to make it because this lady, basically, essentially what this movie was this lady who was a former, like, model or whatever, something like that, doesn't like the current the way girls look now, and so what she does, she lures them in and she kills them and she eats parts of them. Which, that didn't make any sense to me. So she doesn't like the way they look, so killing them, but yet she's eating part of it. And there's this one scene that I felt was like, I think went a little too far. The last girl she was starting to eat, I felt went a little bit too far. Go figure, eating person going too far. It's what she was eating that I think was like, because the rest of the movie you didn't really see much, but in this last scene you really did, and I was like, I don't know, it kind of went in circles. It didn't really make much sense, and it didn't. There was like this, like, everybody in the movie was addicted to watching this, like, this channel with this woman who was overweight, and they had these guys who were dressed up like women. They were overweight also, and they're just scantily clad, dancing all around and stuff like that. And she was all about, yeah, my secret, which I'm assuming the secret was that she was maybe she was getting the meat from this girl that everybody was feeding him or something. I think that's the way I took it. I started to nod off towards the end of this movie. But it just went around and around. Everybody's watching this stupid show, and then all of a sudden it kind of abruptly ended. Like, and it's like, really, that's it after all that? So I was not a big fan of this movie. However, technical merits are really high on this. I was really quite surprised. I believe this is probably a port from a DVD, because usually with horror pack exclusives like this, you get, this is only available on DVD, but because you're a horror pack member, you get it on Blu-ray. So, but I gotta say, the port on this was really well done. I was really surprised by it. It looked really good on my TV. The sound was okay. It kind of dropped out a little bit sometimes. Like, a lot of people scream in this movie, and the screams would be like really ultra high, and then all of a sudden they start to talk, and I had to turn the volume down because they're screaming, then I had to turn it way back up again to hear them talk. So that was a little annoying, but. Yeah, I was not a big fan of this, and I wasn't a big fan. So that is it for my movie reviews and what's coming out. Please leave me some comments down below. Did you see either one of these two movies? Are you a Horror Package subscriber and got these and watched them this weekend like I did? Let me know what you think. Also, any of the movies coming out either tomorrow or next week, or the ones announced, are you picking up any of those? Let me know. Let me know what you're picking up. Let's get a dialogue going. Please click the like button if you want to see more videos from Big D. Also, please subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. I'm not going to lie, sometimes I get really zany. And also, thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for sharing this video. Really appreciate it. And welcome to my new subscribers. I know in the last week I've gotten 2 new subscribers. Welcome. Thank you guys all for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys for sharing this video. I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate that. It's awesome. It's really cool to see. Hey, that's it for the video. Everybody take care. Remember to always keep hunting. I actually hunted today, believe it or not, on my lunch hour. I did a little bit of hunting, and I scored. I'll be doing a video later what I picked up, but I picked up a couple movies for like $3. One was a Laserdisc, which I haven't bought in years, so I was pretty stoked on that, so I'll be showing you that. But always remember to keep hunting, because you just never know what you're going to find. And as always, take care and live long and prosper.